Hello, I'm Julie Garnier from Rustic Cottage Co. and welcome to my channel. I'm located in the northwest of England, but I have travelled quite a lot around the different countries, US, Canada and Mexico mostly, but also around the Caribbean. Through my journey of travel, I've learned to love the different styles of decoration, home decor and furniture, and started my own business creating and selling for myself. My channel here on YouTube, Rustic Cottage Co, is now doing so well. I am happy to create every week a different video to show you furniture, home decor of different styles, shabby chic, rustic, primitive, shabby chic, farmhouse, lots of different ideas. I love them all. I am equally all and differently. I hope I inspire you to create too, and I hope you enjoy this video. Thanks for watching. I'm Julie from Rustic Cottage Co. Hello and welcome to this week's video, and this week I'm actually going over to a friend's place where I've been asked to do a small piece of furniture. It's a little kind of shelf, two-layer shelf in a corner, and I'm going to be completely decorating, changing it up, and my friends asked me to do this for them and just do what I do. So let's go over to their house and have some fun and paint this little shelf. And I know after that there'll be a few more pieces that'll kind of need to be done for the same room to go with it, but we'll start with a corner shelf. Let me know what you think and let's have some fun with it. So let's get working on this area. This is kind of a laptop old computer desk that it needs some help. It needs some help for some style and figuring out what to put on it. It's just basic MDF, so unfortunately it's gonna literally absorb all the paint, but I'm gonna give it a paint and maybe put some transfers on and just this whole area just liven it up. You know, it's not going to take much, and it'll be just a new identity, have something going on. And I think you'll be surprised of this basic MDF that's just kind of been built, put in place in the corner here, will get a makeover and make it look good. So I'm just going to use some of the chalk paint, and it's a lightish medium, well, quite light grey. It's the Rust-Oleum I usually use. And I'm just going to it'll probably take 1.5 coats. I'm going to cover it with 1 coat, and then there'll be areas that I just need to touch up. So I'm going to literally get that. I'm hoping this brush, yes, this brush will fit in this little tiny little paint, and then just, oh yeah, it's going to cover quite nicely all over. So I'm just going to get 1 coat on and show you what it looks like. So as you can see, there's an MDF shelf, and it's just basic rough MDF, and I'm going to be painting it with the chalk paint. We're using a light grey colour and then using Hocus Pocus transfer to put on it. So I'm going to be changing it up completely. It's an old shelf. They wanted to kind of just change everything. I said, well, why don't I paint it and see what it looks like, and let's see what happens and see what it looks like, and let me know what you think. So I've got the first coat on the top layer, and now I'm going to work onto the second layer and get that a full coat as well. I think it's going to come out nicely. So I've got the first coat on and it is got to dry, so I'm going to see how it dries. There were some stains, different things happening on this piece, so I'm going to see how that dries on top and whether I need to do a second coat or to do a clear coat in between, then a second coat, Anyway, let's just figure out what it needs as it dries and see how it dries. MDF, when it's in this rough format, absorbs a lot of paint. But with it being chalk paint, self-leveling, it hopefully will level out nicely and give a good coverage. Now, I'm not too worried about it being a perfect coverage because I'm going to be putting transfers over, which if you do that quite strategically, it'll come out quite nicely. So the paint's nice and dry. There are some areas that obviously need some work with. I haven't really decided whether I'm just going to put transfers on them and hide the patchiness or whether to put another coat on. I'm kind of going to decide that after the fact, but before I put another coat on, I'm going to be doing this clear coat. I'm going to spray this on, and then if there's any areas that need a second coat, it'll be over this so that then hopefully it will be less patchy. But also I'm going to just maybe see if I can just cover the patchiness with just the transfers anyway. So I'm going to decide that after this clear coat dries. Now with this, because I am doing transfers, you need to use clear coat on top of chalk paint. The reason is the chalky texture and finish of chalk paint, the transfers will not stick to that. So you have to put the clear coat on for it to be so that it will stick on, it will stay on there. And then obviously on top of the transfers, you've got to do then yet another clear coat. Now, if you don't do the clear coat in between, you can find some of the transfer does not stick. So guaranteeing it to stick, you need to put a clear coat on over the chalk paint, and that has to completely dry. Not partially dry, not tacky dry, not to the touch. That has to be fully dry. Overnight is the best. So I've sprayed on the clear coat, and this now really does need to dry completely right through. The minimum I would leave it is 4 hours, but that would be in an extreme dry warm atmosphere. Now it's nice and warm in this room, but bearing in mind that I am in England, the weather is always damp. The houses are always in a damper side of things. That's life in England compared to what I'm used to in Canada, being a drier country. So I'm just going to make sure this dries for as many hours as I can. So I will try and leave it a good maybe 6 hours to let it completely dry, and hopefully I'll have less of the stains showing through. If I feel that the stains are starting to show through, I will touch up with another little bit of paint and then clear coat again, but we will see. We'll go from there. So this is completely dry. Clear coat is now on and completely dry, and I'm going to be putting transfer on. It's a Hocus Pocus transfer, and trying to find the name. It's Time is the name of it, and I'm going to be using different areas, not the whole thing, just different parts of it onto some of this desk. So let's get it open. So this is the whole transfer. It's in 3 pieces. It goes together to make one big one, but I won't be doing that as it's too big. I'm just going to be using it in parts for the different parts of this desk. So I'm just going to be cutting out bits and pieces that I actually want. Positioning this piece bit at a time and putting it together. It's just getting a little bit done at a time. This side's done, and now I have to balance it and put something over on this side, and then just a little something on the top. But so far it's coming along nicely. Just gonna wipe it down. This bottom part is done, and then just the one on top, which is just under here. So it is now finished. I've clear coated the top, and we have a little bit of an old-fashioned clocks finish to it, and I've sanded it down and given it my usual distressed look on it, and it's come out quite nicely. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. I just got back from finishing the shelf off. I think it came out nice, with a few stains and different kind of stains underneath, and it being MDF, you can't sand it, so just layering it with the paint and the clear coat, and then putting some transfers and some strategic places on there to hide a little bit of, I mean, the stains, you could hardly see them anyway coming through at all, but just in case there was a slight difference in just the colouring and texture of the grey chalk paint, just putting those transfers in the perfect places and doing a little bit of a clock theme on there is the start of that room. And I think I'll be doing a few more pieces to go with it for the same area, so it comes together nicely in the future, so look out for that. If you've been watching my channel, thank you for watching. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm Julie from Rustic Cottage Co. And also, don't forget, please subscribe, tell your friends, and this is the first video you've seen of mine. There's many others, all different kinds, crafts, furniture, home decor, painting techniques, applying transfers, stamps, you name it. I've tried it and I still have lots more to do. Thank you for watching, and please have a great week, and as I say, share that button, tell your friends. Thank you for watching. I'm Julie Garnier from Rustic Cottage Co. Don't forget to subscribe.